Oppression increases creativity, let's say.
The young generation, we exactly want to move forward. There's a lot of resistance in art.
Some of them fight it with rocks, some of them fight it with poetry, fight it in music.
I find music, it is very connected to war in a way. And the only way that Palestinians are still gonna survive is that they let out all the anger, otherwise they're gonna go crazy.
We are under apartheid. How can I accept that as a native, as indigenous, you know? Impossible.
Here in Palestine, we are under occupation. People don't have their rights at all. I'm in a small prison. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe in my home. I don't feel safe in my work. I don't feel safe on the roads. I don't feel safe anywhere. The only place that I feel free is stage. By existing here, we are resisting. My grandfather, he's well known as one of the old freedom fighters, and they had their way to fight, and we have our way to fight. For me, I think music is the answer. I think art is the answer. Some of them fight it with rocks, some of them fight it with poetry. I fight it in music, I fight it in what I do. The Zionists came here, occupy our land, 1948. It's not about the religions at all. Palestinian Christians, Palestinian Jews, Palestinian Muslims, they were all living together. It's Holy Land for the three religions.
My name is Sema. I'm a producer, DJ, audio engineer, a bunch of stuff, and I party a lot. I never chose to be political. I'm just Palestinian, so politics is part of your name. When I was a kid, yes, I was political. I thought I was going to free Palestine, but I was 13 then. Starting to get pissed off and the Intifada and stuff. But then I was not, and I was trying to actually get it out of my life because it's very depressing. And now I'm a Palestinian DJ touring, so politics is back. Even the basic thing of a person that clubs and comes to me and is like, what is this Palestine that you're from? And I'm like, that is a country. And they're like, yeah, but where? And I'm like, Middle East, you know Israel? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, we're the annoying people that originally lived there and they're trying to kick us out. And they're like, oh, cool, I like it, but you don't look like a terrorist. I'm like, yeah, because we're not. So it is shocking for me when I see what they hear outside.
كان معانا هون باك تو باك النرد مع القدس من قلب بيت لحم.
بمسح دقني يا ده شو يا حبيبي سنت بوب.
You can find everything in Bethlehem. Everything.
What's this? Nice.
My name is Laith Bandak. I started Radio Nard in 2014.
الوضع منيح عنا هون كل السماعات شغالة والدنين مناح مطفولنا هالدنين جاي كمان.
Everyone wants to dance somehow. People choose maybe religious events to go dance to, and we choose parties. You gotta dance to let go. It helps to let go. يعني.
بدك تروح house.
Bethlehem had like the craziest music scene in Palestine back in the 80s and 90s. Yani, during the first Intifada, they used to go throw rocks and go party at the same night. Yani. The young generation, we exactly want to move forward, and there's a lot of resistance in art.
ربيع جمال معاكو برونو كروز، معاكو اخوكو الصغير ولاء السبيت، معاكو الليلة حركة الدبكي Ministry of Dubki.
Dubki is a traditional dance that comes from the region of the Levant, from Palestine, Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, and bits of Iraq, linking it with dub and dance hall.
Dubki, it's all about freedom and happiness and gathering everybody together in a circle.
The idea of Dubki, it's breaking it basically down into two. It's the dub and the key. It's the key that our grandparents kept in their hands, hoping that one day that they will come back to their homes that they were displaced from in 1948 as Palestinians. But they still kept the key and they pass it on. And this is like a very traditional, like it's one of the core foundation of our identity as people. Because what made us as a people, it's our displacement. From the moment you displace people, they will always long to that place back, and they will never forget it. We are refugees in our own homeland, and we are third-class citizens at the same time. So this is the action of reclaiming identity and reclaiming roots that we've been banned from acquiring and developing normally as any normal society around the world.
هد الجدار، هد الاحتلال، هد المجتمع اللي متفشي في الاختلال، هد كل شيء عم يبعدني عن بناء هذا البيت، هذا البيت، هذا البيت.
We are under apartheid. How can I accept that as a native, as indigenous, you know? Impossible.
اهلا وسهلا فيكم ارض الفلاحين، في الرحب والسعاده رعنا النا ومفتوحين، صبوا قهوه وحبيها للطيبين، اهلا وسهلا فيكم في بيتكم فلسطين.
I find music, it is very connected to war in a way. It started with the first Intifada. It was a way of them resisting and just going and doing something else. You need to survive for the next day, and the only way that Palestinians are still going to survive is that they let out all the anger, otherwise they're going to go crazy. The people here dance from their hearts. They want to express themselves, they want to let go, they want to escape for a bit and then go back to reality, because this is how you stay sane and alive and stubborn and stay living where you are and don't go out and run away and lose hope. This is Raving in Palestine.
I make hip-hop, but I put a Palestinian twist to it, and we have Palestinian lyrics talking about people living in Ramallah.
Oppression increases creativity, let's say.
ولا حاسس فيه أنا عارف منيح من أنا تعال عندي فكك من همي تعال روح ودني الحب مش هيك بحياتك ما تهلكني.
If I make something about love, it's political because I live here, because we are an oppressed minority. So whatever we say is an act of resistance. So it's love in the name of resistance. It's friendship in the name of resistance.
Because with war comes love, يعني, and sometimes it's really hard. يعني. You have your mind always occupied with things, you know, with other things, and then love. وبنص الليل كنا بنغني عن حب صرنا نغني عن نار. So you try to reach for it in the smallest things, you know, and live on it like by the ounce, you know.
The attacks with weapons went down. Art is going up. Like, it's crazy. Like, there are so many artists right now. And at the time, there used to be so many people that used guns. So I think this came instead of that.
Yeah.
Not as a complementary thing, but as a replacement.
هل بنغني لأنه الموسيقى دواء للروح أم من كلمة بنحكيها بتنزل من الجروح ده صحيح أنا شاب مجروح عم بداوي جرحك بحس بس بعرفش أحكي شو ما صار.
My parents don't agree with all the movement I'm making. Yani, they think it's filled with drugs and the whole party till 4 a.m. Yani. They don't understand the resistance in it. Yani. We have a different message than our parents' generation had. No one goes to throw rocks anymore. There's absolutely no good outcome in that. It's just small kids go and just get tear gas.
My parents knew the word, the area without checkpoints. They know how it was. I don't. We don't. So this itself, like, not only checkpoints, the whole political logistic situation is different from grandparents to parents to us. So it affects everything, not only music.
بلشنا وفي حاضني هسه مذابح مشاكل أسرية ليش ننظر الحاضر حالا بل الأمام غنحط هاي قاعدة أساسية مع مرور كل وقت كم كل شي تغير كل شوي بوثق قصة تحير ساحة.
They lost the Palestinian dress. They were the ones that put on jeans, not us. They lost our culture. We are just building on what they gave us. And of course we're creating something new. This is what the older people don't know. So this is what we know right now. This is our contribution to society, whether they like it or not.
I'm born and raised in Haifa. My family is originally from Ikrit, which is in the north of the Galilee.
كل واحد فينا بيته عراسه هبط تحية لكل وحدة وواحد صمد وتراب الوطن في قلوبنا نبض والجميع.
I grew up always with the idea of I must return back to Ikrit, to my destroyed and displaced village of my grandparents. It actually gave me the ability to be an insider-outsider.
يا ابن العم ولا تاخذ غريبة.
شايف هناك, you see there, this is like everything behind this mountain is Lebanon. And on a clear day you can see Haifa all the way from there. It was bombed on Christmas Eve, 1951. A Palestinian Arab Christian village We're allowed only to return back to the cemetery where all our beloved ones are buried, you know? So the only way for an Ikrit person to return to Ikrit is actually in a coffin, to return dead. But we as a young generation, we changed that equation and we actually decided to live here before we die here. And that's why we still come here and we still plant tomatoes, we still try to do masses here and pray in this church. So we're still alive, you know?
الكلنا على درب العودة
20% almost of the population in Israel are Palestinian indigenous people living within the borders of the state of Israel, holding an Israeli passport.
We used to call Haifa al-Gharib, al-Gharib, like the mother of the strangers. So it was always like Haifa gathering everybody inside together. When I used to leave my village to attend parties, and when I reached the entrance, I was rejected since it was written that I'm an Arab into my ID. We just thought that, okay, if everybody is rejecting us, so we should start gather together and find our own places and our own spots and start producing our own parties.
This place, it's called the Palestine Music Bar, and when you're occupied, you really need your own space. So that's why we created that here. Every one of us, even me, we live at least 2 different lives. I'm a different person when I'm in Haifa. I'm a different person when I go to Nazareth to visit my parents. And I'm a different person when I go to Tel Aviv. Like when I went there at first, when I talked in Arabic, everyone like looks at you like you're gonna explode any minute. I rarely talked in Arabic. I rarely read Arabic, heard Arabic. And you start like feeling like you're nothing. Like, who am I? What am I doing here? Why am I here? The difference between the scene here and the scene in the West Bank, sometimes I feel like a bit of jealousy of them because you feel like it's if we're resisting here, they are really resisting. So because of that, we're trying so much not to prove only to the world we're Palestinian, but first of all, I have to prove to myself that I deserve this title. We're messed up, and we're not even aware of that.
A lot of women around me for years and years, like, they want to be DJs, they want to do music. They always express that desire, you know? But they have their own fears also about it. Like, some of them, they really want to do music, but they don't want to be known at all. They don't want their name anywhere. I just walk down the street, and I see it. Sexual harassment for a thing, I've experienced it since the age of 6 years old, you know? So whether you're a child or a woman in the society, that comes back in my lyrics a lot of times, يعني. I have one piece, ماشي سريع, I talk about sexual harassment. And some people even suggested that I would come with another name and publish it anonymously, you know, in a way. Like that's how much women can be scared from talking about these things also, you know. But this is actually the reality of the society in itself, because they watch women as if they were glass, you know, as if they're gonna shatter if they try anything different.
I'm not just a female, I'm a person, and it makes a lot of a difference. And as I always say, people might come to the party because I'm a girl, and they want to see that, oh, the Palestinian female that wants to play. But they're not going to dance for 3 hours because I'm a girl Palestinian. They're going to dance because the music made them dance.
وعم بلاحظه كتير آخر مدة دي جيز بنات بيلعبوا كتير أحسن من شباب.
عندهم الدعم غير أظن. التاتش يمكن هي حساسة شوي أكتر. هدولاك
من أنواع التراكس اللي بتتنقى ما عندهنش الإيجو تاع الستيج اللي أنا ستيج أنا بدي أخبط لكم مخكم. في واحد شاهد بعدين بقول لك مين بنعرفه كتب ستاتس على الفيسبوك كتب DJ is a man's job. بس أنا صفنت بالستاتس. واحد تعرف بنعرفه ومفروض تعرفك open minded.
غريب بعدين ليش؟ بالضبط ليش اتس ا مانز جوب؟ مش فيها شيء الواحد يعملها، بتكبسي كبسه وبتعلي الفدر خلص خلصت. انا بفوت اصحابي. This feeling of partial freedom that we get here, I wish that other people in Palestine also can feel, because it is, for us, it's keeping us positive and it's keeping us breathing and it's keeping us going.
We build this dance floor and being together and being connected to each other in everything, and sharing everything that we love in music and art in general. That's the cause of everything, you know, to show that we still exist.
I believe that life is good and bad. It's not one thing or the other. I believe in this place. I believe it can heal.